lot of people have the wrong idea when it comes to masculine energy. They either think that masculine energy is this really toxic, controlling, dominant energy that nobody should ever tap into, and it is so overbearing and it's not something that would benefit anyone. Or they think that we all need to be more masculine, logical, and clear-headed and in a forward-moving type of energy. But masculine energy is neither of those things. Masculine energy is actually a very spiritual energy. It's just as spiritual as the feminine. So in this video, I want to discuss with you what the spiritual masculine is and why it's so important now more than ever to learn about this. So the difference between the toxic masculine and the spiritual masculine is that the toxic masculine tries to control, while the spiritual masculine understands how to influence. So toxic masculine tries to control through aggression, force, fear, intimidation, circumstance, pressure, right? And the healthy masculine understands what different people want and need and understands how to set up the scenario so that the right thing occurs. I want to tell you a little story about when I was younger and I first started getting into self-improvement related things. And at the time I was very timid. I was very in my own head and I was very submissive, you might say. I wasn't able to fully be myself in a lot of social situations. I was constantly trying to get everybody else's validation and I didn't know who I was at all. So when I first started getting into self-improvement, that was one of the first things that I did, is I became good at asserting myself and being more dominant and in control. But where I fell flat was understanding that that wasn't really masculine energy. That was just me being more dominant or more controlling. But it doesn't mean that I'm actually in my masculine. And what I mean by this, because in my case, my toxic masculine energy wasn't really bad. It was just more constricting in the energy flow and maybe judgmental of other people. It wasn't, abusive or controlling of people. So in my case, it's not like it was this terrible toxic energy ruining tons of people's lives, but it was out of energetic harmony and it was causing me to have trouble moving forward in my life in certain areas. It was causing me to have trouble in dating because I was very able to attract women, but I was not able to keep them around because I wasn't able to actually put my guard down and connect with people at all. So I realized that being in your masculine wasn't just about being dominant and controlling and confident and grounded. It was so much more. And it often comes with those as side effects, but that's not the actual intended intention of being in your masculine. Being in your masculine is about being a leader. It's about being aware. And because you're aware and you're competent, you're able to actually make decisions for yourself. And if people let you, you're able to make decisions for other people as well. So that's what being in your masculine is about. It is mostly about being aware. It's not about always being in control. Sometimes you realize through awareness that it's better if you let someone else lead. And you let them. This is being in your masculine. It's being aware. When I started getting into my healthy masculine, that's when I started attracting amazing women into my life. And in 2021, I met my beautiful soulmate, Amira, and we've been dating ever since. So it just takes for you to step out of that more childlike, egoic masculine, the toxic masculine, and into a more grounded masculine state, you start attracting people that are of a much higher caliber, whether it's friends or relationship partners or business associates or business opportunities, because it shows that you're much more refined and also in control in your own life. Not controlling, but actually genuinely in control, because you understand things. And you also understand where you are not in control and are able to surrender. So with masculine energy, it's a balance. You've got to work with the feminine. The masculine has to be deeply aware of the feminine. You've got to pay attention to your body, how your body is reacting to things, your emotional center, and how your emotions are reacting to life. You've got to pay attention to the other people in your life and how their feminine energy reacts to what you're doing and saying. You've got to pay attention to the feminine energy in Mother Nature and in the world. You've got to pay attention to the other masculine energies that conflict or support with your vision. So remember, masculine energy is so much more about awareness and decisive action rather than it is about controlling everything. When you're stuck trying to control everything, your area of focus is so small. When you focus on how things actually are, you can broaden your circle of awareness and make much clearer decisions and have a usually much better outcome in your life. I want you to try this one challenge right now. It takes 40 seconds. I want you to find a point somewhere in the room that you're in. I'm going to look right at this corner of a window, and I want you just to stare at it and try to narrow your focus so all that you can focus on is this corner. When you notice yourself bringing your awareness to anything else, just bring it back to whatever you choose to look at. And we're going to do this for about 40 seconds. Your mind might start to wander, but just bring your awareness right back to the spot that you chose. There, great work. If you had a hard time with that, then you might have trouble tuning in with your awareness and your masculine energy. And if that was pretty easy for you, then maybe you already are pretty tapped in with your masculine energy. So I want you to practice this. Practice the control of your awareness. You don't want to practice trying to control other people or even trying to control yourself too much. But what you can control is where you place your awareness. And that is the core muscle of your masculine energy. So thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. If you have any questions about sharpening your masculine energy or tapping into a higher level spiritual energy in your life, where you have more divine guidance and you have more energetic flow, then feel comfortable reaching out to me. I chat with people all the time and have awesome conversations. I would love to hear from you if you have any questions. And yeah, let me know in the comments how you liked this video, if it resonated with you, and I'll see you next time.